Little Nightmares 3 just came out, and spoiler alert, Alone is revealed to be an imaginary character. But I don't think this is the case. You're telling me that Alone can create beings inside of the nowhere? Cause you see them both hugging, holding hands. It's not like she's a ghost. She breaks walls, for goodness sake. And this world, sure as hell, is not just a dream. Because I would hate that so badly. Hello Neighbor did it, and it was the biggest disappointment ever. Also, at the end of the game, Lo is not in the real world like you think. He is still in the nowhere. All of this will be proven in the video. Keep watching, because if you don't, you're gay, and no one wants to be gay, so keep watching. And please make sure to subscribe and like the video. Please. It's flipping shiny and so cool. It's begging you. I can't see you, but I'll assume you hit the button. So enjoy the video. So why did Alone disappear? Well, my explanation for this is to see if I can find something similar happening in another part of Little Nightmares. Maybe another game, or maybe in the second Little Nightmares game. As you run through the city, you find so many clothes just abandoned. It's almost like the people wearing these clothes just disappeared, and actually these bodies were absorbed by the signal tower to make this organic tower, because the tower is actually alive if you didn't know that. And it's also the reason the residents of the Pale City look like this, and the tower is usually signified by a squiggle, which we continue to see in the paintings in this game. And judging how Little Nightmares consistently use paintings to hint or suggest to the lore of the games, like them teasing the teacher in the first Little Nightmares game. Also, I want to point out this art made by the Little Nightmares 2 team. A big baby, awfully similar to one of the antagonists of Little Nightmares 3. Could this be an inspiration for the monster baby? Maybe. Well, that's the thing. I think the signal tower plays into all of this. The entirety of the world in Little Nightmares. This loop of Mono dying to himself, which also means a loop of 6 leaving Mono to become the Thin Man, which creates another loop of 6 visiting the Maw. I bet this is what is keeping the entirety of the world of Little Nightmares functional and filled with these horrifying creatures. So since the signal tower is powered by basically infinite bodies thanks to Mono, aka the Thin Man, then what if, very sadly and more like Little Nightmares fashion, Alone became one of these bodies powering the signal tower? I mean, come on. Little Nightmares would never make one of their characters an imaginary character. It just doesn't fit with everything the franchise has created, and different studios shouldn't affect this. And if she really was an imaginary character, her clothes would disappear along with her, yet they stayed on the floor. That shows she is physical. And let's just say Mono was like Lo. Why couldn't Mono make his own friend? Why couldn't Lo use his mind to fly or basically turn on creative mode? You see why she can't be a figment of Lo's imagination? Because it would then lead to what else can these children do? It's the whole controlling your dream paradox. We know a lot of them have powers and some don't. However, Lo's power is to be able to travel between mirrors, kind of like Mono, and possibly each time Alone went through the mirror, she could have been absorbed. Also, we can see the signal tower's effect in this game because of the factory workers watching it. So I think she was absorbed by either the signal tower or by the mirror, as Lo didn't have full control of his powers, explaining why she couldn't come through the last mirror and struggled to come through the second one. But maybe it could have been a whole nother source. Did Lo escape the nowhere and make it back home? I'm gonna tell you straight away. Absolutely not. No. His powers with mirrors only work in the nowhere. Actually, a critique I have for this game is how it's confirmed that there is a real world with real people. It kinda just ruins a bit of the mystery for me, because now it feels like a dream. I know it isn't a dream, but it's hard to comprehend a place that exists when you go night to night, or when you just think in your mind that isn't a part of your imagination. But anyway, since Lo's powers only work in the nowhere and he traveled to this house through the mirror, he can't have escaped. Like last time we saw him in the real world was when they fell off a cliff and it showed him playing was alone on his bed. So how could he have escaped? Is the nowhere like the never in Minecraft? Each step is a nano-angstrom block. It's no wonder all those steps across the nowhere only got them to exit our room. It also seems like they've been looking for this house for a while, because we kind of just spawn on the ground from somewhere else outside of a broken mirror while Alone picks us up, which should mean we came from somewhere else. And yes, they have a map to show them where they're going, but maybe they both just want to make it to the end mirror, which is what I'm calling it, which the location it takes them is called the counties. But maybe their intention is to just escape the disgusting monsters in this world. And I guess this is the best place. Also, I feel like there's something different between the enemies of this game and the last two games, because the monsters in this game don't feel offended by your existence. They just want to capture you, unlike the monsters in the other game. They really wanted to kill Mono and Six. And I think it's because they are directly linked to the loop of Little Nightmares, which literally shows how the monsters in those games didn't really want to be in that form. The little humanity they had left was showing in their respected jobs. Well, respected is a bit of an overstatement. Even the Fin Man wanted to stop Mono, because if you didn't know, the Fin Man was a detective who was looking for the children, but he wanted to stop Mono from getting to the signal tower because he knew what Six would do to him. He even kidnapped him. So this game kind of feels like a DLC to those games, because it's kind of short for $40, and it kind of shows that Low and Alone aren't as important to the lore as Six and Mono. Another critique of mine. Anyway, the place Low teleported to was just a nice house in the nowhere called the counties, because there is no way in hell the nowhere works like the never in Minecraft. I refuse to believe that. Also, one more thing about the monsters. Otto is a doctor who works with the children, who lost his sister Cece to the ferryman. So it seems like he went into the nowhere to rescue her, yet became this thing. Just wanted to add some lore to the last boss.